Therapy is hard because therapy is one of the only places where it's you versus you.
And you work.
It's
if you've got a
working.
good therapist, you got work to do.
It is not no babysitter. Like, oh, I just come and talk about my problems. A good therapist is gonna hear your problems and be like, okay, well, how have you affected those problems?
I've got like 2 or 3 people in my life, man, who I felt like made me dig and go places I didn't want to go. The first is my book coach when I worked my first book, because it was called Success on Your Own Terms, and these 6 promises to ignite your life, ignite your passion, and excite your career. And I remember, getting a book deal and thinking I was done.
Yeah.
And then the publisher said, "Nah, I mean, it's a great manuscript, but you need to do some work." So I called my book coach. She's like, "All right, we'll do these sessions every Friday." So I get the sessions arranged. In the first session, she's like, "Tell me about your relationship with your dad." I said, "No, I'm sorry. Let me help you understand. This book is about succeeding in the workplace."
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, but how can you coach people through your book as a leader if they don't know who you are and what's underneath?" And I was like, yeah. Well, here's the short version. We didn't, have the best this, that, and that. Now let's get back to it. She's like, "No, let's talk about why."
Yeah,
bruh,
you had a good coach.
Crying,
great coach.
right?
You had
and
a great coach.
then she would do that for like an hour, 90 minutes, record it, and then give me my homework to write the next morning.
You was with a therapist,
right?
You got homework. Okay,
yeah, bro. So then Saturday morning, I get up, I get to my desk at like 9:00 and at home. I write for like 3 hours, and then I send it to her for review. And then the next Friday, and I would walk in my office on Fridays for those calls, and I would look at my assistant, and she would go,
"He said, hey, come get
I'll
this
make sure
work.
you're not disturbed."
Come
She
get
would
this work.
She would close my blinds,
Yeah.
go on in there and have that call.
But that's how we look at therapy. Is like, no, come get this work.
Yeah.
Like, we don't look at it as like this. Hey, come in here and tell us about your feelings.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, so that's, because we have that perspective, I don't think people know that that's really what counseling and therapy is.
Right.
They see it as sitting on a couch telling someone. You see the movie version of therapy. Well, how does that make you feel?
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where it starts.
That's where it starts, right?
But that's not where it
That's
finishes.
not where it
Like,
finishes,
you need to understand how you feel.
Absolutely.
Right? Because if you don't, we can't help you get to a place where you feel something different.
And it helps you, and one thing I would encourage people to think about, and I've talked about this several times, is that like it actually helps you slow down and process. I think we've got to be honest about the fact that I forget how many decisions we make, but well over 10,000 decisions a day and not even thinking about it, right?
Nope.
And we jump from thing to thing. For part one. Part two, we actually think we're good at multitasking.
We're not at all.
We are not good at multitasking.
No.
We just basically dilute stuff
100%.
over and over, right?
100%.
Jumping back and forth, this, that, and that. So then you got emails, texts, DMs, this, that, and that.
Yep.
And so actually thinking about you and what's happening with you, like there's, so the second person I would tell you is the therapist I had for the last 2 years. And same thing, like he would make me slow down.
Yep.
Right? And now I have a mastermind group I get with once a week, and that's precious time, bro.
See,
I don't miss
mastermind.
that.
Yeah.
I don't miss that because these are Christian brothers who, when we start, one of the first things I love that one of the brothers does is say, let's just get settled for a couple minutes. Let's take some breaths in, some breaths out. We're gonna forget everything else but focusing on the Lord and what He has for us during this time.
Yep.
Right? And it's amazing. It's almost like you don't even appreciate how many layers of things you're carrying, of to-dos and all this stuff and obligations to people and family. And so as you're breathing in, breathing out, it's almost like you're delayering, cutting through, getting to, now I can talk about me and where I'm at with the Lord. Now I can focus, and I get 90 minutes of this, and somebody challenging me, and all of us in an iron sharpens iron way to like,
as one man, sharp as another.
And so I would say to people, like, if I would give you anything to think about, it's almost like when water is running across a plain and you trying to like scoop it out or bucket it out versus taking the time to build deep trench. And every time you build a deeper trench, so as those things are flowing, they fall into the trench.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the deeper question I always ask myself, because I think this is where therapy leads you, right? Is it's not the question of how does it make you feel, but why does it make you feel that way?
Come on.
Right?
Come on.
So like
Absolutely.
anytime I feel something, I'm like, why do I feel like this?
Yeah.
At my core. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
why though?
Yes.
Well, I feel like this because no, but why that though? Where did that come from? Right? Because when you get into therapy, you get into core values.
Bruh, I love that you're saying that because that's where most of my questions are now. when
It's like,
something
why,
happens, right? It's more of a why question. Why am I there? Why am I enjoying this? Even when sometimes I'm enjoying something, why am I liking this so much?
Right. Yeah.
Or why do I dislike? Or why do I avoid this?
Yeah.
Right? Or why do I tend to have this reaction? One of my favorite books is The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg, where he talks about trigger, response, cycle.
100%.
Right? And it's like, ooh, I know these triggers are going to happen, but if I don't like the response, how can I
have to go back to why.
Why? Right?
What did it make me feel?
What did it right?
And why?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what did it make me feel and why? So a lot of people in my life, they're like, Don, you respond so good to people.
Yeah.
And you respond so, and I'm like, that's because I dealt with the why.
Right.
I'm not offended by someone disagreeing with me.
Right.
There's only a few people in my life that I really get offended by, but it's because of how much I love them.
Right.
Like, my wife and my brother, Davin. Like, I love those two very dearly.
Right.
Right. So, like, they can tick me off quick. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily quick, but they can tick me off pretty good. I got a lot of patience for them too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But besides that, like, rarely am I going to be mad about something. Like, my mom even knows that. She's like, if I want to make Donovan mad, Kaylee or his brother. You know what I'm saying? She was like, it's really not going to happen outside of that.
It's not going to happen.
But that's because I had to sit with the whys, right? And I sit with the whys about why I get upset about them. But I know it's because of how much I love them and how much I expect, right? You know what I'm saying? And how closely we are connected. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then, too, there's a part of it where it's like, with my wife, I'm like, if you're not the person that I need you to be for what I need to, that's pride.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, got you. I'm mad because I have an expectation of you to be something because of what I need you to be.
Right.
Sheesh.
I'm processing you through my lens.
Right.
So
now
I'm defining you through my lens.
I'm holding you to a higher standard than what I should.
That's right.
Because I need you to be something because of who I think I am. That's pride.
Right.
Right. And then the Lord's like,
Right.
It's where patience has to come in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this is where.
And being a servant.
You know what I'm saying?
Did we forget about being a servant leader?
You know what I mean?
Not being a steward?
like then that's when the real work comes in.
Yeah.
Whenever you actually have to deal with you.
Yeah.
You know, me and my wife are literally just talking. She's reading a book right now. I don't know what it's called, but she said, I was just so amazed by this book because the book's not focusing on where you're going. It's focusing on who you are. And then I said to her, I was like, yeah, because who you are will take you where you're going.
Yeah.
Like, we don't realize that who we are will produce what it is that we want.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So as we allow God to continue to work on us, you know, He will carry us into, like, everybody's like, how do I get to my purpose? How do I get to my purpose? You get to your purpose by allowing God to deal with you.
Exactly.